Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to What Shall We Do Next. And today I just wanted to do like a real video and just talk to you guys about like how I've been feeling lately and kind of what I've been going through mentally, and just about like burning out with YouTube again. And I've been experiencing this for like a few months now, and I guess that's why I wanted to just have a whole change in my studio, even though it doesn't look hardly any different like what it used to. But I did have like a different plan in mind. It just didn't work out, so I ended up going kind of back to the way it used to be, but I got it, in my opinion, better. Like, I feel like it looks more horror themed with having the Bible pages in the background and, you know, like Annabelle creation theme. Speaking of Annabelle creation, I do want to talk about that a little bit too. Not the movie or anything, but the girl who played Janice, Talitha Bateman. I've talked about her like 1,000 times before on this channel, but I feel like she kind of helped me in a way recently, and it's something I really want to talk about. I might even show you guys the video too. But I did do all of this to kind of have a reboot, I guess, and try and motivate myself. I tried with the new channel, didn't really feel motivated, so I tried redoing my set, and again, I just didn't really feel motivated. I was super proud of the set, I just couldn't bring myself to like make videos and do research on things and stuff like that, and it was just kind of, I don't know, it felt like a chore. It just felt like this, I don't want to be doing this, and if I'm not doing this, then what else am I going to be doing? So I do believe that somewhere inside me, the passion for YouTube is still there. It's just kind of lost at the moment, because I've gone through phases like this before, and each time it happens, it always feels like it's a permanent, like, I'm over it. But I know that I'm not. I know I am very passionate about what I do, and I want it to stay that way. I just want to keep the light burning. Like, I don't want the light to ever go out. But before I go on, because I did kind of abandon YouTube, I kind of lost a lot of patrons, so it would mean a lot to me if you guys want to support me, because the whole point of this video is I'm back. Like, this is, I feel like I'm different now. I feel like I'm a changed man thanks to Talitha Bateman, and I really feel like the words that she said in this video, which I'll get to that, but it really kind of resonated with me. It felt like something that my younger self would have said. It's so crazy. I feel like we are definitely like, I feel like I am her. Like, at first I thought she was like the daughter that I never had. Like, I really looked at her like she was a daughter, especially because of Annabelle creation and how unfortunate she was in that movie. And then I just kind of like looked into her more, because I was like, she is an insanely good actor. Like, I couldn't help but like feel for her in that movie. And I know it was such a sad movie, or a lot of people think it's just a scary movie, but I'm like, no, I see past the horror. Like, I just genuinely have empathy for this character, and anyone who can do that is an amazing actor. So I wanted to give credit where credit was due, and I definitely like looked into her, wanted to know more about her, and that's kind of like what led to this video. But like I said, if you guys want to support me on Patreon, I would really appreciate that. I'll put like your names on the credits card at the beginning of every video. And yeah, so the video that I saw, because I've been kind of depressed lately, not like depressed, but kind of burnt out, like just exhausted mentally, just don't really know what I want to do, a little bit lost, trying to create some kind of energy that I don't already have to be able to even just make videos. Like, I feel like it takes like a mental energy, not a physical energy. And yeah, I was just like sitting there a couple nights ago, and I was feeling kind of down, a little bit lost, and I just was looking up like Annabelle creation, like behind the scenes and stuff like that, and then I saw like interviews with Talitha Bateman, and she is in real life, she is so similar to me in the way that I was growing up, and like how I was passionate about acting. A lot of people in the acting industry, which you can probably tell in some movies, there's just like really terrible actors, but there are some people who just genuinely have it, and I feel like she has it. She has the gift of acting. Like, she is really good at what she does, even from such a young age. Like, Annabelle creation was literally like 6 years ago, so she's grown up a lot since then. She's like 21 now, but in that, she was only like 15, and she looked much younger in the movie, which is crazy. But in this interview that I watched, she was talking about how she empathizes with her characters that she reads, and she talked about like how she gets into the mind of how that person is feeling, and she always goes after these roles with like she's a very troubled child. Like, there's something going on in her life that's bad, like the worst thing you can possibly imagine, and Annabelle creation was definitely one of those. Like, if you saw the movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. She just was dealt the worst cards that anybody could have, and the reason I love that movie even though it was kind of making me sad to watch, is because it reminded me how good I have life. Like, sometimes I just hate my life, but then when I watched that, I'm like, this sweet girl, like, she genuinely was so sweet, and she was like believing in God, and like she was caring about sinning and all of that. She was really just a pure soul, like the purest of people. And she was just given the worst cards from birth. Like, she was born, she was like an orphan, and then she ended up just traveling around with this group of girls because there was nowhere for them to go. And like, she just became like, she got hit with polio, so she was like paralyzed and crippled. And just then she's the one that unlocks the demon in the closet, and like a demon latches itself onto her, eventually possesses her after tormenting her for like an entire week, and then just she ends up killing herself like 12 years later, and she never got to enjoy her life. Like, there was no happy ending for Janice. And so that kind of just really hit me hard, because I was like, so I was like, I'd watch it and I'd be like, oh, I'm such a piece of shit. Like, why am I complaining about my life? Although it's a movie, but I'm like, this is like a problem. What I have is not problems, But because of her performance in that movie, she really spoke to me. Like, it's just, I couldn't help but think about it a lot. I would sit there and sometimes just get sad just thinking about that movie, because it's so sad. I guess in that movie, I kind of saw her as like the daughter that I never had. But in real life, like, I feel like we are just kind of very similar people. And I found out she's a Virgo, so that would be, that would make sense for a start. She is born September 4th, so she's a Virgo. Mine's August 30th. And just a lot of things that she does, like, she has to have noise when she sleeps, like a fan on or something like that. I'm exactly the same. Like, there's nothing more loud and deafening than silence to me. I can't sleep in silence. My thoughts are crazy. My head is too chaotic and noisy. And so I need some kind of distraction to fall asleep to. And just all these things that I've learned about her was like, it was so relatable to the point where it was kind of scary. And what really spoke to me the most was when she was interviewed about her acting career and like how she feels about acting. And she really is passionate about it. You can see she really is like, she loves what she does. She's very passionate. She takes it very seriously with the whole like getting into the character and like getting into their mind, being able to do things like cry on command when she had to. And she could just do that because she really felt for the characters. Now, I used to be that way when I was growing up, from like her age, probably even younger, actually, like as far back as I can remember. Even like, I think 8 years old, I wanted to be an actor. And from then on, all through my teen years, I was going to like acting classes and stuff. But I had that same kind of mindset, the same passion. And that did die. That went away. Like, once I got to my 20s, it was like, I don't want to be dealing with that anymore. So I need to find something else. And then I came to YouTube because I thought, I'm still entertaining. I'm still making my own content, but I'm just not in a movie. I'm just doing my own home movies, I guess you could say. But she's doing like these movies, and she's talking about the same kind of things that I used to think. Like, I used to be so passionate about like acting. And it's refreshing in a way and kind of nostalgic to hear somebody her age saying the same things today that I was saying when I was her age. And to me, that just feels so special. Like, it's nice to know there is people out there in the world who are just such a just kind, pure soul like she is. And not like, she's not like the other Hollywood stars. Like, she's so different in that regard. But I saw this video of her, and in the interview, the guy who's interviewing her asks her for some advice. And this was on a day when I was feeling really low. And she gave this piece of advice, which is stuff that I already know, and it's stuff that everybody will tell me if I ask anyone for life advice. And she just gave this small little clip of advice, but for some reason, coming from her, it actually meant something more so than like any of my friends or anybody could say that to me. A lot of people have. It's very common. Like, it's a very common thing to say when you're giving advice. Her saying it kind of made me feel like it meant something more, and that kind of gave me this little boost. I was like, you know what? I feel it. I feel the passion that I know. It's there. It's still inside me. That 13-year-old boy is still inside of me. He's just lost. And I feel like her talking in that video and giving that advice, it was tapping into that. And it kind of brought back the passion of that 13-year-old boy inside of me. It brought it back out. And I just felt like, you know what? She's right. I want to make YouTube videos again. I want to start like doing something again. I don't want to be living like this anymore. But I'll show you guys the little clip right now. I did take the clip and I like cropped it and stuff, and I made like a little echo effect and put like I was gonna make it for a TikTok. So I'll show you guys that version because it feels more like meaningful.
Whatever you want to do in life, you have to keep trying, because no matter what, there will come things that will get in the way of whatever you want to do, and you just have to keep working past those things and trying to figure out what you want to do. And if you don't have a passion for something anymore that you're doing, you should try and stop and figure out what else you want to do. It doesn't always work out, and that's just what can crush you, but you really can't let it affect you. At the end of the day, you just have to think, okay, I'll get the next one, or I'll do my best. That's all that matters.
That little piece of advice right there, I don't know whether it's the advice or the person that it's coming from, because it's somebody that I really look up to. Is that the right way of saying it? I mean, she is younger than me, but like, I look up to her. She's somebody that, she really is inspiring to me. Can you be inspired by somebody younger? Does that make sense? Or are you supposed to like be inspired by older people? I don't know. But I really do. Like, she is, I see the passion. I know what she's feeling inside her. And I've had that same thing. And to have somebody that I can kind of relate to saying these words kind of felt personal. Like, I felt like she was talking to the 13-year-old boy trapped inside of me. I don't know. It's so crazy. Maybe I am just autistic. My mom told me that she thinks I'm autistic. I was like, Mom, I'm not autistic. But she might be. I might be. She might be right. I don't know, but yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to do. I just wanted to kind of, I love when I have these like real talks with YouTube. It is like like I've said before, YouTube is like a therapist session for me. Like, I don't have to pay you guys. You're not like a therapist where I sit and talk. I don't have to worry about the judgment and the eye contact, and I can vent. It's just nice, and this is what I really miss. I don't know what I'm passionate about in terms of like content. But all I know is that I'm very passionate about what I do, and I want to keep it up. And yeah, I hope that little piece of advice helped you guys too. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, guys. Remember, if you want to be a patron, this Patreon link's in the description, and I'll put your names at the beginning of every single video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for always supporting me. It really does mean a lot to have you guys. Sorry the content's been a little sucky lately, but try doing the same thing every day for 10 years. You'll get burned out too. It's not just me. But I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, and chase your dreams.